Welcome back to another episode of Outdoor Chef Life. I'm Taku, and today we are cooking a giant lingcod head, as well as the roe and the liver from the lingcod I got in my last episode. If you haven't seen that video, make sure to check it out. It was absolutely epic. Crazy day. Great white shark, multiple lingcod. Now let's get straight into the cooking. So I have here a big lingcod head. And let me tell you how I've prepared it so far. Last week we did do a fillet demonstration of this big fish, and we took out all the guts. It had a lot of roe, and it had a big liver as well. So we're going to utilize those two things today. I'm going to smoke this head and the roe. What I did with the head is I made a wet brine of salt and sugar, and with the high concentration of salt, if you leave the head in there, any meat in there, long enough, it will actually pull out the moisture and infuse a lot of flavor into the meat. So that's what I did. We brined this head for about 12 hours. In the morning, I pulled it out of the bucket and I just put it on this wire rack, let it air dry out for a few hours. And let me tell you what I did with the roe. With the roe, first of all, clean out a lot of this bloodline that's in there, a lot of the blood vessels that's in the roe. Try to clean as much that out as possible. And if you remember, we didn't bleed the fish, so there's a lot of blood in there. Didn't do an amazing job of it because you can still see a ton of it in there, but we did what we could. And then all I did was just bury it in salt. Did a salt cure for about 10 hours, and just left that in salt, let it pull out the moisture, and then I washed it off in the morning and I soaked it in pure sake for about 3 hours. That's where we're at right now at this stage. Next thing we're going to do with this roe is that we're going to smoke it. And let me tell you what I did with the liver as well. With the liver, there's a little bit of cleaning to do as well. I used my tweezers and pulled out some of this thick blood vessels that are in there that are running through the liver. Those parts are really chewy, so I just pulled as much of that out as possible. And then in a pot, I sauteed together some onions and garlic, and then added some thyme and bay leaf, and just threw some dashi in there. Wait for it to come to a boil, and then I put the liver in there for about 10 minutes. After that was done boiling, I transferred the entire thing into a blender and blended it all up and made lingcod liver pate. Covered it up and threw it in the fridge, and we'll show you what that looks like. Now I have the Camp Chef smoker ready at about 200 degrees. I think I might just drop it down to about 180. It's at 190 right now. Alright, let's go for it. Real smoky. There we go. Alright, see you later. Temperature is set to 185, but it's at 275. I don't really know what's wrong with it, but we'll just see what happens. It's been up there for quite a while. Alright, so the temperature eventually did come down to that 180, right around there. And it was smoking. It's been smoking in there for about an hour and 15 minutes. So we'll take a look right now. And that is looking fantastic. Ooh, it's still nice and juicy. You can tell. I can just see the juices coming out still. The entire head is looking beautiful. And the roe itself looks great too. But I think I'm going to go another maybe 15 or 20 more minutes. Okay, it's actually been about 2 hours now. So let's take a look. That feels good. A looks really nice. I just stuck a thermometer in it, and it's thermometer 1, and it's actually only a 116 internal. So we're gonna leave that in there for another half an hour. So we'll go a total of 2.5 hours. Okay, so we ended up going for actually over 2 hours, just a little over 2 hours. And I removed the roe already after an hour and a half. And here we go. Okay, just looking at the internal temperature of the fish, it's still only about 122, which is a little low, a little under. So I guess we're gonna go another half an hour, and yeah, go 2.5 hours, maybe even up to 3 hours. Is that how long it's been? I think so. I think that's how long it's been. Yeah, we'll most likely be going all the way up to 3 hours on this head. By that time, sun's gonna be setting, it's gonna be dark, so we'll catch you guys later on. Let me show you how our pate turned out. And this pate, super tasty. It's very flavorful. Can't smell it much but right now, but yeah, it's really tasty. It's just very similar to chicken pate, but it's so smooth and silky and very flavorful. That's good. Now I'm gonna grate some carrots and daikon because we're gonna make some banh. And it's best if you rinse it out a few times in fresh water, let it soak in there a little bit, and drain it out. Change out the water 3 times at least, because daikon kind of has a smell. It kind of stinks, to be honest, once it sets a while. So if you rinse it, you'll get less of that. Cup of vinegar, rice vinegar, cup of water, 1, 2, 3 tablespoons of cane sugar, and a couple pinches of salt. And I'm just gonna add this into the daikon and carrots. And I'll put the carrots in here. And that won't take long. This lingcod head is really big. Look at this thing. Look at that thing. It's massive. And it's really juicy. I opened the mouth and it just started dripping. I would say that is smoked pretty well. Well, we'll cut into it shortly here and look at the inside. And here's the finished product of the roe. And the roe is big too, but it's very cool. It's honestly, yeah, as big as my head. I mean, side profile, I think the LINGCOD wins. It's heavy too. Ooh, a little piece fell off. That's good. So here's the roe, and this roe is kind of based off of a Japanese dish called karasumi, or it's a dried mullet roe, and we kind of did a similar process, but real karasumi takes much longer to make, and it's not smoked, it's just sun dried. But yeah, we did it this way. I think it'll be pretty tasty. Still, let's cut into it, see what it looks like. I'll just split this. Looks kind of cool. Kind of has that smoked ring, that red ring. Looks like Chinese sausage or something. Let's take a middle piece, take a look. That looks pretty cool. Well, let's give this a taste. The outside membrane sort of has a slight leathery kind of texture since it's been smoked, you know. Inside is really kind of moist. You can feel the individual row. Doesn't really fall apart, but it's really nice. It's actually really good. Not too salty. The salt level is actually perfect. That's gonna be good in the banh mi. Okay, now here's the head. Let's first pull off the cheek. Oh, look at that. Oh, that looks nice. That cheek meat is so good. That's incredible. Let's try it. I want to try it with the skin on here. Skin's a little tough. Wow, that cheek meat. It's just like a great smoky flavor. Really tender. And look at that. Just it really does still fall apart like a scallop. Delicious. Take a piece of the collar, or they have a bit of meat up in here. Let's take some collar. Just pull that whole thing off. Look at the inside of that. Looks like really tasty barbecue. And just pull it apart. Really tender. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, wow, that is actually like so good. Oh, this kind of tastes similar to like a smoked sturgeon I had that my friend Danny made. It's a very similar texture. And that is so good. Smoked lingcod head. You guys gotta try it. Do it in the brine. Smoke it. Wow, it's juicy inside, nice and tender, and flavorful. Yeah, I'm gonna smoke more lingcod. That's like just such a great way to utilize a piece that, you know, a lot of people just end up throwing away. The head and collar. Smoke it, it's delicious. Got our pate. Got my banh mi. Look at that. See how it spreads. Oh yeah. So smooth. Got our roe. Got our smoked lingcod head. Some cucumber. Pieces in there. I have this serrano, but we're gonna de-seed it. It's a little spicy, Jocelyn says, so she wants it de-seeded. Okay, some serrano and some cilantro to finish it off. There it is, guys. There is our lingcod head banh mi. That looks delicious. Nice and toasty bun. Yeah. Let's give it a try. Jocelyn and I are actually going to share this right now. cross section. Very nice.
Nice. That's good. Ah, you forgot the pickled stuff.
Oh, right.
Uh-oh.
Gotta take a swig first. Cheers. That's good. Yeah, I did forget the pickled stuff. We made that.
This looks like a sausage or something.
Yeah, that's what I said. Looks like Chinese sausage, huh?
Yeah. What is it?
It's the roe.
Oh.
The smoked roe. Here.
Interesting.
Want some?
Yeah.
Want some pickled daikon? There you go. Now it looks more like a
You didn't put
banh
Kewpie.
mi. Yeah, I didn't put Kewpie. I put pate.
Ah. All right.
LINGCOD pate. There we go. What do you think?
Has a very strong fish flavor.
The pate, probably. Alright, the pate and the eggs too. That's really good. I like it. I really like it. The eggs and the pate, I think that those are my favorite parts. And the collar, the texture of the collar, wow. I can't believe I'm gonna say it, but the collar smoked is even better than the cheeks. That's crazy. I'm going to put extra pate on mine. Let's see. The pate is so good. Wow. Well, another cool recipe, I think. Just utilizing the different parts of the fish. That was a huge fish, and that right there, just with the head and eggs and the liver, that's a lot of food. So don't waste them. Thanks for watching another episode. If you liked the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.